Hey, welcome back in. Day 4, Thursday, here on Radio Row from Los Angeles, California, here at the Convention Center. Joe Roderick, Claib's online. You're watching us live, and you see the description says that it's Pac-Man Jones and Darren Rovell, but you only see Darren right now. It's, as you know, it's a fluid situation here on Radio Road.
Yep.
What number Super Bowl is this for you? What number
20,
Radio Row is this
20.
for you? Did you do anything last year?
No.
Did you do virtual last year?
Yeah, I was doing. Yeah, I did all the radio, but I just wasn't here.
Yeah, that's we're still getting some of that. Some of the.
But it's scary to think that I had 21 years before in life media day, and now I'm at 20, and that means you're getting old when you're, Really.
This is number 10 for me, and it jumped up like it just got the 10 in a hurry. Exactly. And you look back on it, and you could just kind of go back, and you can be like, all right, 10, and just the way you count by like
I was there for Brady's. It was so vivid. We obviously didn't know how substantive it was at the time, but Brady's first Super Bowl, I remember they didn't have any Tom Brady jerseys. They just had Bledsoe.
They had really?
Did. Yeah, there were some Brady jerseys that were made at the last minute. They ran out. It was one of those Super Bowls where it's going to be the cheapest Super Bowl in the modern day. They had the fencing around because of right after 9/11. The Mardi Gras, was at the same time all the hotels were gone.
Yeah.
So a $400 face value ticket went for $100, and to see Brady's first Super Bowl.
And that was the Rams, the St. Louis Rams were in that one, and that was kind of the end of the greatest show on turf. Right. That's that one, and then it kind of came full circle. So recently, how closely did you follow the recent lawsuit in St. Louis with the NFL?
I followed it pretty closely, yeah.
Because it surprised me how many people I've talked to this week that had zero idea that there was one and that there was a settlement. It has been amazing.
What was the settlement?
$790 million.
Yeah.
Which is probably why we don't have food up in the media center.
No, not just for St. Louis people. St. Louis people can't. You got enough money. St. Louis people got enough money. You cannot get anything.
Right. Well, we're waiting to see what happens with that.
But you're right.
Money.
But basically, pita slices are in the media.
Right. If you can get to the popcorn quick enough,
normally, at least on media day, I believe they were trying to kill us off. They had piles of bacon. They had other things that gravy that was unbelievable, like Alfredo pastas. They tried to kill some of us off.
Houston Super Bowl fed us the best. I think that one.
See, I go back to the Houston Super Bowl before, Uber Houston Super Bowl before Uber, when it was like a whole game. Like, how do you get a taxi cab? And I realized from 2000 to 2010, the best way was just to pay a guy $500 up front and just pray that he shows up for you.
Oh my God. You were Ben Boyd over here. You can't see him on camera right now, but you flew in last night and you were saying that Uber was half the price of taxi. There were just lines of taxis at LAX waiting to pick people up, and nobody was taking it just because of how much they were.
Oh, it's real. It's interesting to think about, because I used to go from party to party to party. I would cover the parties back from 2002.
We say we do that too. That's we try to that's how we know that game. Yeah.
So the parties were so much better, in the early 2000s, because all these skin mags didn't care about their ROI, so they would spend in that Super Bowl. The
one in New Orleans?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maxim ticket was $1,500 for the Maxim party, and it was $100 to go to the Super Bowl. Yeah. And then in the middle of the party, I hear people on walkie-talkies go, "Oh my God, I realized why we hit capacity so fast. There are fake tickets. Someone made fake tickets to the Maxim party."
Oh,
because they just did regular, things that would be, you don't need counterfeiting for a party.
Yeah.
But someone just went to Kinko's FedEx and ran them off.
You get that. I mean, you hear the stories every now and then with these credentials, just for the media. Don't take them. Yeah, take them off before you take the picture and stuff, because there's just people sitting out there just waiting to.
Hey, I'm here for the Super Bowl. Look, we already let Darren Rovell in the Super Bowl. Oh, really? Okay.
Do you go to the game?
I don't. I haven't gone to the game in at least 10 years. So as Twitter got bigger and bigger, I felt it was better for me to be home and just do kind of the tweets and set up. And I set up a lot of tweets. I will be in Vegas this year, so that's a little bit different.
So when in a few years, we're 2 years away from the Super Bowl being in Vegas.
Yes.
What is that atmosphere going to be like?
I don't know. I think that should be pretty cool. I'd love to cover that from a gambling standpoint and see, people. That would be people live bet. Well, you could next year Where are we next year?
Arizona.
So that'll be the first gambling Super Bowl where it's legal.
Oh, yeah.
But it would be interesting to see live betting going on in the bowl. You know?
You're
not going to see So everyone thinks about the kiosks, right?
Mm-hmm.
They think about like, oh, that's Europe. You go up to the window inside. The kiosks we found don't really make sense because a kiosk is a one-off transaction. You don't know who's betting, and all these guys, FanDuel, DraftKings, Caesars, they want to know who's betting, and they want to convince you to get their app when you're there, so that when you go home, you're in it. So the kiosks really haven't been.
I'm intrigued by the idea of betting, but I'm not a big gambler. So I live on the Illinois side of Missouri. So there was a window where you could download the app and you can just go. Now I'm to the point where I have to go to the casino to register my phone or whatever.
Where they let it go. Right?
Yeah.
And then it reset.
I haven't done that yet. But when I am traveling around to other states, I don't do the research. I just get on there and I'm like, okay, $1 on a game. And it tells me yes or no. If it takes it, I know I'm good.
Right.
If not, I'm okay, whatever.
Well, there are some apps where it depends on what state you are. You have to reset the app or have a different app.
Yeah.
An MGM New Jersey app, an MGM New York app. I mean, and in New Jersey, we're up to 27 sports books.
Apps or just
different apps. 27 different sports books.
Is that? I mean, does that matter? Does that
too much? Because when I'm betting live, I want to make sure I'm on the one that doesn't buffer till the next play.
Yeah.
I want to make when you're betting live, latency for football. Like last year was trouble because I used to, if I was betting a lot of money on a game, I would do snap count with someone. I'd be like, okay, snap, or the person would say snap at the game, and I'd see how many seconds I was behind. If you're 7 or 8 seconds behind, you're screwed. You're gonna lose. Because live, they're feeding you what they've seen.
Yeah,
they've seen a 15-yard pass down the field. They're on the 20. My TV has them on the 35, and I'm betting against what I see is the 35, and they're giving me the odds in the 20. I mean,
I was like, that just seems so flawed.
It's hard. There's
money, like with massive amounts of money on the line too.
That's why if you're betting live, you have to have the fastest connection possible. That's why if you're betting live, people are like, "Oh, I cut the cord." I'm like, "No. I pay $250 a month for FiOS cable because I can't be on a 17-second delay."
Yeah, and that's hard. Like I'll do that. I do Hulu Live now. That's how I watch TV. And
right, so you can't do that. I tell people I have the gambling TV because it's faster than anyone.
God, yeah, and I'll sit there and for me, like I'll stay off Twitter.
Right.
Because, like, take for example the Bills Chiefs game.
Right, because the people who are there, they're 30 seconds ahead or more.
Or people tweeting about it, or people with the real TV that have it, that you're refreshing it and you're seeing 2 plays ahead. And it's just like, okay, I have to put the phone away and watch the final 13 seconds.
I could never do that. I would say Twitter is like 1 or 2 seconds ahead of me.
That's who are you here with this week? What do you?
The Action Network. So we're basically if you want to go with your gut, go with your gut. But we have 25 years of gambling data, and so if you want to bet the coin toss, go ahead. I can't help you unless I know whether there's 2 heads and 2 tails. But anything else, we have all the data, and our app is really.
I'm sorry we couldn't get Pac-Man here with you at the at the same time.
It would be good. The guy with no handlers always gets to the interview.
Right.
The more handlers you have, it's inversely proportional to whether you actually show up to the interview.
That's what it is. You're just jumping from table to table. Now you're going by yourself. You don't have to turn around and
talk about, but the actual interviews itself. I have no one to talk to, but the actual interviews.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's Darren Rovell. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Joe.
At Western Illinois University, limits are meant to be pushed. Because the best change happens when people think in new and unexpected ways. At WIU, you'll experience a world where your presence matters, where your ideas take flight, and your determination opens the door to possibility. At WIU, we create a world that's brand new.